Savannah Guthrie is raising the stakes as part of another desperate plea as the search for her mother, Nancy, is in its fourth week. The Today Show co-host and her family are now offering a $1 million reward for information on the 84-year-old's whereabouts. That's on top of the FBI's $100,000 reward and Pima County, Arizona's roughly $102,000 reward. And for the first time, Guthrie acknowledged that her mother may not be alive.
We also know that she may be lost. She may already be gone. She may have already gone home to the Lord that she loves and is dancing in heaven. But we need to know where she is. We need her to come home.
A law enforcement source confirmed to CBS News that the masked man seen in doorbell camera video appears to have been at her door earlier than the morning police believed she was kidnapped. The exact date is unknown. CBS News national correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti is in Tucson with the latest.
And that's right. This video posted earlier today on social media really marking what could be a tipping point in this investigation and search effort, at least from the perspective of the Guthrie family. Savannah Guthrie is a woman of faith. She has remained faithful and hopeful that she would find her mother alive. Today, though, for the first time, acknowledging the possibility that her mother is no longer alive, saying in that post that they're coming to terms with the fact that she may be lost, indicating here, and again for the first time, and now it is day 24 of this search, that this search effort may be transitioning into one of recovery. The family also offering up and announcing in that video a $1 million reward for anyone with information that leads to where Nancy Guthrie is. The hope is it will bring in a volume of tips, viable tips that can help find Nancy Guthrie. As that effort happens, there's another search effort, of course, parallel here on the ground, and that's for the suspect or suspects involved with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Critical to that is DNA recovered from the crime scene inside the home. It was submitted to a lab in Florida just over 3 weeks ago, and so far there's been no DNA profile. I spoke with a number of sources who described that DNA as low level, saying ultimately it may not generate a name. I also communicated with the sheriff yesterday. He is hopeful that that DNA will come back positive. But at this hour, again, day 24, into week 4 of this search effort, still no named suspect or suspects. Back to you.
Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you. Anna Schecter joins me now. She's the senior coordinating producer for CBS News' Crime and Public Safety Unit. So, Anna, a lot of people are online even before this and now ever since she posted this video saying, well, why didn't the family offer this right away from the get-go? Is there strategy there?
There was a strategy, and of course, hindsight is 20/20. They might be second guessing that strategy, but the fear was that putting out a reward that high would create a flood of tips that were fake for people that just wanted the money, and they were worried about sifting through the good information versus the bad.
Okay, let's talk about the photo, because when this was first released, it was released among the batch of all the photos, and we saw one clearly had the backpack, the weapon in front of the groin on the suspect, and then the one that we're talking about shows the suspect standing in front of the door, in front of the archway there. As you can see on your screen, no backpack, no gun. And so I had asked you, is this a different person? And you were like, well, this looks like the same person to me, but something seemed a little off, and now we know maybe something is a little off, that this wasn't exactly the same.
Exactly right. It's not exactly the same. No backpack. FBI says it appears to be the same person, but they're couching it a little bit.
Okay.
And that the video and the image was taken prior to. So that could be hours or the day before. It could be days before. Wow. And the sheriff said, this to me was stunning. Overnight, the sheriff said that there is no exact timestamp on any of these videos. So we're left with that. It's still more questions than answers, but a little bit of daylight into those two images having, a gap between them.
And so if we don't have timestamps, how do we know that that was prior?
So
that this was a previous visit by the suspect.
So that's what a senior law enforcement source is saying, that it was prior, but it's a good question. They are working off the assumption that the video where he's wearing the backpack is when he dismantles and disconnect the doorbell camera. I'm assuming that's at 1:47 a.m., but we never got confirmation. And then remember, the sheriff told us that at 2:12 a.m., the cameras detected motion. And it was the Google engineers that had to go back and find these needles in the haystacks from metadata that had been deleted.
Okay, I have to be quick with you on this, but what can you tell us about the effort to get meaningful results from DNA found in the home?
It's a great question. So DNA that was found was likely partial DNA. They can't even enter it into CODIS. What happens next? It's not like you have a full profile, there's a name. You go to genealogy companies. There are 2 that work with law enforcement. In fact, there's a third party that deals with the liaison with law enforcement. What they will do is they have to build a family tree. They might use that partial DNA, find a person, a 4th cousin, that has matching partial DNA, and then try to work back and find a common ancestor, then build the family tree down and locate the identity of the suspect.
And that takes time.
It does.
Anna Schecter, thank you.